How are we doing tonight, guys? Welcome to Rex X Gray Area 8. Happy to be here with you. I got a ton of exciting things to go over tonight. It's going to be a bit of a shorter show, a bit of a looser show. We're going to, go over and figure out a few things for the future of the broadcast tonight. And I want to explain to the loyal few who are with me here tonight my philosophy going forward, what I'm going to try to do with the daily shows and how I'm going to make it all work. The news roundup I have is kind of sloppy. Like it's just mega slop today. I got some Tom McDonald, I got some Michelle Obama, I mean, it's not really relevant to the grand scheme of things, but sometimes it's necessary to take a break and have some fun. And I'm still recalibrating. I posted that, like I think it was last night or the night before I posted it, I was recalibrating. And that's my mindset that I've been in for a while because I feel like with the gray area itself, with both me and Tim doing the Thursday and Sunday show, I think that's pretty much ironed out. I'm really happy with the consistent quality that we're able to deliver. And, it's never boring and we always have a great guest and I always have a great time. And I judge the show, and this is how I think about it. That's different than other people like Tim Pool, who will get to, oh, I got a juicy tidbit for old Timmy. And people ask me why I hate him. Well, I'll fill you in. But other people, it's the views, the metrics, the numbers. For me, it's if I'm having fun or not. Because I think if I'm having fun, you're having fun too, because I like to have a good time. Right. So it's that simple for me. And that's why we're going to be joined by a good friend of mine, a great friend of mine, a really phenomenal guy, Anthony Graffeo. He is a beef tallow man. As a supplement man, I respect the hustle in the industry that he's in. He makes really cool, really powerful products that everybody needs. And we're going to get into some of the science with him, some of the applications, and some of the beefs and dramas in that community, and just a bunch of other things and wide spectrum analysis, because of course he also does a show which he's going to plug here. And he really is a very phenomenal guy. He's very, very, um, he's filled with passion for learning more about the world, as am I. And I like to meet people like that because me, like, I don't know everything, hardly anything, really, if we're going to be honest here. But I do have a curiosity and a hunger to learn. And I think that's the most important thing. And that's why I say earlier that having fun for me is the most important thing for the show, because I know if I'm having fun, you're having fun too. I have fun when I go over new information, when I go over like a continuation in a news story or a news cycle. I enjoy that stuff. I know you guys do too. Anthony does as well. We're going to have a fun time tonight. So I'll check on the comments and see who's in here. No comments yet. Yeah, it's tumbleweeds. I'm sorry I kind of divorced you guys. I let go. I didn't live stream for a week and now we're here. I'm also not streaming on the traditional gray area YouTube or Rumble. It's just me in here right now with you on my X account. And then, of course, on the new Rex X Gray Area YouTube channel, which I highly recommend subscribing to if you have the time or energy, or if you're watching on Twitter and you're already subscribed to Gray Area Talks itself. I'm going to be reformulating the show, like I said, but going forward, I will be posting a lot on that channel. I want to do some other stuff. I want to do kind of a chronological channel. Like I took some before photos today, extremely out of shape. This is finally, after like a year, more than a year of sitting on my butt, I'm going to get off my butt and actually get back to where I was in 2024, which was I was strong as hell. But we're going to do that journey and follow that journey. And I want to put that on a YouTube channel because I know it's going to be fun and it ties directly into the supplement knowledge. And I think that would kind of be a nice package to deliver to everybody. But I still want to do a daily live show. Now, what does the daily live show mean to me? So getting into it, attempting to do the daily, going live for 2 weeks straight. What I discovered was it's not enough to just do news blitz, news roundup, news discussion. Because even though I think the shows were still good, the problem that I was running into doing the show was that it was getting stale and boring and ultimately not fun for me. So having thought about it for a while, this is what we're going to do on this show. When I do this show, when I go live for you guys, it's going to be on a 1-1-1 schedule. So I'm going to talk supplements, I'm going to talk politics, and then I'm going to talk with a guest, do an interview. So supplements, politics, guest on that rotation. And then you throw in the gray area days on there, which are going to be Thursday and Sunday for the foreseeable future. We're going to go back to doing Tuesday. We're going to get there. We're going to make that commitment to go back to Tuesday. We want to do it 3 days a week. We want to do a big 3+ hour show, but I'm going to do a really, really nice, really produced. I'm going to put a lot of work into it because I need to put more work into it. I also have another job outside of this, but I got more than enough time to go ahead and work my butt off and put things together so like I want the show to be like it is in my head for you guys, and I don't deliver on that enough. But we're going to get closer to that standard. That is the 2026 Rex Jones guarantee. We're going to get closer to that standard. And I look forward to going on that journey with you guys. Still no comments. It is dead tonight. And I love anyone and everyone who's watching. It's probably like 3 or 4 people, but I love you to death. And I know the Twitter numbers are a scam. And that's why it's been so cool for the YouTube channel to grow in the way that it has grown. Because with the growth of the YouTube channel, I mean, if I get like 100 views or 200 views on there and it's a live stream, that means like 100 people tuned in to watch the live. I know those are real numbers. If we get like a few dozen likes on there, I know that's a really big deal. And we're close to getting 1,000 subscribers on the main Gray Area channel. But in order for me to make this grow and in order for me to make this work, to make my own channel blossom as well, alongside the Gray Area, of course, I have to put in the work of doing a highly produced show. Now, does that mean I am going to script everything? Absolutely not. I'll never do that. You'll never catch me reading something unless it's like an informational thing that we have to go over, of course, in which case I'll narrate it. But like you're not going to, if it's a prepared statement for me, it's just an opinion that I've mulled over a lot and I deliver it like that. And I deliver it a different way every time because I don't like to script things or write them down in that traditional way. I'm going to get past that. I'm going to get to the point where I'm okay with using bullet points, but it's going to be off memory. It won't be off of reading anything. I was raised to be very anti anything that could be considered a teleprompter, but we live in the modern world where there's screens everywhere. And especially for the supplement information, it is hard for me to present that stuff to you without having, a detailed factoid sheet where we can go over everything in graphs displaying mechanism of action and pharmacology and all of these various different things. So very cool, very interesting. To the loyal few that are here with me tonight, I really appreciate you. We're going to be joined by Anthony Graffeo in about 10 minutes, maybe a little bit sooner. But I wanted to show you guys something, and I'll just have fun rewatching it. Consider this kind of a private hangout with me. That's what tonight is for y'all that are here. I'm going to share my screen, entire screen, share it, and we're going to check this out, guys. I saw this, and like there are a lot of different selections and examples and really like cream jewels that you can point to of Timcast where it gets out of hand and he's just acting crazy and bossing everyone around and freaking out. But I mean, this is just beautiful. This is like chef's kiss. And people are like, why do you attack Tim Pool? Why do you bother Tim Pool on Twitter? Blah, 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 blah. My thing is, why not? Like this guy, he shouts down people. He shuts down conversations. He meets with Benjamin Netanyahu off the record to discuss media takeover. Like the Russia stuff is usually a hoax, but whatever happened with Tenet Media, whatever happened there, and here's the thing. I'm not attacking the guy personally. I'm sure personally he's a good guy. As a professional, though, like he's like a fake tough guy. And it's a bit ridiculous. And I get that he owns it, and I get that he owns everything. And when you're the owner, you get to act how you want to act to people. But ultimately, we used to have this guy at the office, and I won't get into specifics, but he was high up there. This is way back in like this is Obama years. I'll just say that. And he would strut around wearing like a light blue 2-piece suit, and he would look like flapping the inside of the suit, like Vince McMahon, like the billionaire strut. And he would go into meetings and he would go, listen up, fuckers. And no one respects you. No one likes you. No one thinks you're honorable. No one thinks you're tough. Certainly not. If you're in a position to talk to people that way, even if people work for you. And I'm definitely not talking about Alex, by the way. Alex is incredibly respectful and incredibly kind. He gets a little abrasive and upset sometimes when they don't have the right article or whatnot, but he's very generous and kind to the crew, and he really loves the crew. You can tell with Tim Pool that he does not. And I was like, oh, well, that's such an accusation. How dare you say that about the glorious God, Tim Pool? You must have sand in your vagina. My thing is, I don't care about him personally. Like I said, I think he's probably a great guy. As a professional that runs a media company, he is awful, the worst. And I could do a better job. Like if I woke up and I had been Freaky Friday'd into Tim Pool's body, Timcast would be the biggest thing. It would be bigger than Fox News, I guarantee it. But instead, you have the muscle junkie, you have Beavis and Butthead's teacher, you have random attractive woman to lure in attention, and then you have Timothy XYZ Pool, like the beanie czar. Let's just watch it because I'm pontificating too much. But I do it because it's fun. Okay, I have a fun time doing it, and why not? Why can't I do it? Right? Like I said, I think personally he's probably a great guy.
Dude, I'm concerned with having American aircraft carriers over there. Like, what I keep being told about the USS Liberty. That's something with the Israeli government.
No, I mean, just look at this guy. I mean, like look at Ian, bro. Like, what is going on here? This guy's seen by millions of people. Dude, bro, U.S. Liberty, man.
With having American aircraft carriers over there. Like, what I keep being told about the USS Liberty. That's something with the Israeli government.
No, you should.
No. Wait.
You should be careful about that.
Allegedly,
Hey, you should be careful about that. I'm the boss, but you know our real boss, he don't like it when we talk about the Israeli crimes against humanity in America. We don't do that here on Timcast. We sell coffee. We sell coffee and we laugh at Alex Jones when he's drunk and we take super chats and make fun of him. We're Timcast. It's what we do.
Israeli Air Force jet fighter aircraft.
I mean, they did end up paying out the American government.
So I'm concerned, like, false flag.
Actually, when they killed people and destroyed the ships, they gave America money later.
Operation, like a missile comes out of Gaza and hits one of our aircraft carriers, but it was actually an Israeli missile. Well, I don't want. We should get out of there.
Based, Mr. Van Driesen?
It doesn't. But let me stop you there.
Let me stop you right there. What do you think you got the right to talk about here? You think you got a right to talk about missiles hitting ships? You want to know why I'm able to pay you $120,000 a year? It's because Benjamin Netanyahu visits my office and I suck his cock.
Doesn't matter where the missile comes from.
Ian's a Chad, actually. You know what? Chad, Ian, I take back everything I've ever said derogatory or inflammatory about Ian. Ian is a base Chad. And Tim's basically like, Tim's worse than like George Bush.
That's weird, huh? Holy
dude.
That's how you make a video. When I saw that, I was like, okay, I thank goodness I got something to show when I lead into the show and I start broadcasting tonight. How are we doing? I finally see some people in the chat. What's up, Fez Garcia? Hey, Rex, can you talk about chemtrail stuff and recent winter storm? How can we stop the spraying? We'll talk about that. I'm sure Anthony wants to talk about that. When Anthony joins in about 5 minutes, we'll talk about that. It'll be one of the many topics we talk about tonight. We'll do, a little over an hour with him. He's going to be on another show at 9 if you want to catch more of him. I feel like there's a delay with the camera. Maybe not. Maybe slight. Yeah, thanks for being here, New Groiper, and shout out to you, T-Bled, as well. This is a real members-only type stream, but we don't have enough on YouTube to do members yet, and this isn't even on the official YouTube. So, yeah, I'm glad y'all are here. I did a little intro earlier on, really reformulating and thinking about how we're going to do the daily solo stream, because I do want to be live for you guys every day. I'll take about like 1 day a week off, like 6 out of 7 days of the week. 6, 7, there you go. I will be live, but I will take, a day of rest, and that'll probably be like, damn it can't be Saturday because then people will call me Jewish. So it's got to be during the week. We got to figure that out. But my point being, it's going to be a 1-1-1. It's going to be supplement facts and information. It's going to be really cool, like the type of old videos that Derek from More Plates, More Dates used to make, but in a live stream format, more exciting, where we take viewer questions, review viewer supplement stacks, talk about potential protocols for future, talk about peptides, all sorts of interesting things that are, maybe a little gray market, maybe a little black market, get into all the nooks and crannies and different information there. And then the next show I'll do will always be a political show, be a news roundup, kind of be, a mini lead up to whatever deep dive or something we're doing during the week on like a Thursday or Sunday show. It'll be news blitz like you're used to and like you expect. And then it'll be an interview show. So supplements, politics, interview, gray area. Then I'll probably take a rest and then I'll hit the cycle again. So that's what we're doing. And I'm really excited y'all are all here tonight. But I mean, we're just going to play it one more time. We'll wait for Anthony to join us. It's so funny.
I'm concerned with having American aircraft carriers over there. Like, what I keep being told about the USS Liberty. That's something with the Israeli government.
No, you should.
No. Wait.
You should be careful about that.
Allegedly, the Israeli Air Force jet fighter aircraft.
I mean, they did end up paying out the American.
You should be careful about that.
American government.
So I'm concerned like false flag operation, like a missile comes out of Gaza
Oh, no, it
and
does-
hits one of our aircraft carriers, but it was actually Israeli missile.
Well-
I don't want. We should get out of there.
It doesn't. But let me stop you there.
Let me stop you right there.
It doesn't matter where the missile comes from.
That's weird, huh?
All right, it's just too good. And like that's the type of video, and I know you can do a lot with AI slop and you can make things funny. Nothing will ever compare to just a good solid edit, just a guy in Final Cut or Premiere who has good knowledge of sounds and good clip knowledge and the ability to smash things together in a pleasing way. I mean, that's just fun, is it not? Now, next clip I have, and Anthony is free to join us whenever he wants to, and I'll pivot to him whenever he gets live with us. People ragging on my dad, talking shit about my dad, blah, 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 blah. First, people don't understand his position. Second, people are just so quick to throw, yesterday's shiny toy in the garbage when he was the guy for 30 years doing stuff. This is like everyone's goddess now. Like everyone worships her. Everyone thinks that she knows everything. She knows all the secrets, blah, blah, blah. I don't believe the official story relating to Kirk. I don't trust Erica Kirk at all. That being said, Fortachuka Waka, Blaka Chaka Baka is all bullshit. And I want to give an example as to why, like, people call my dad a crazy. People call my dad a lunatic. People say he's not to be trusted or whatever, or that he tells crazy stories about human-animal hybrids, or like the famous, I was once told by a genetic engineer they had fish with human eyes and stuff like that. People criticize that. This is beyond anything. I like to say that this is beyond anything I've ever seen on the show in all my years watching it. Okay, like this is real. Like, black people sometimes believe in magic. This is a lot of that. This is a lot of like vibration stuff. And not, to be fair, Alex Stein, white, also believes in stuff like this, but this is very themed.
Charlie and I spoke a lot about his third eye. That's why that sentence caught my attention in the article. He spoke about the street lamps that would go off when he would run, about the special school that he had to go to. We spoke about a lot of the things that were strange in our childhood, the testing that both of us had to endure. We spoke about the fact that we could both astral project, all.
What, you go to the school with Professor Xavier? Did you know a guy that was like 120 years old that fought in World War I but looks like he's 30? Did you know Wolverine? Did you ever meet a guy who could control magnets? And did you ever have to fight him in like a team versus team scenario? Did you ever get chased by a giant robot from the future made to destroy mutants? I mean, come on, man.
All of this, of course, you have his phone. And how surprised we were when we learned that not everybody does that naturally. Sleep paralysis, you name it.
Yeah, astral project. Not everyone does it. That's part of a secret program.
We had conversations about it. Charlie and I spoke a lot about his third eye.
Oh, is it just looped? It's only 30 seconds. Well, that's enough. Okay. My dad's not talking to people about that blah, blah, gobbledygook BS, because ultimately that's mysticism and it's anti-Christian. So for someone that's like Catholic, it's all just very weird. But we're being joined by Anthony right now. I'm going to go ahead and throw him up in studio. Are you good? Give me a thumbs up. Badass.
What's up? I'm good, man. How are you? Thanks for having me on.
Having a great time. I'm really excited to be joined by you tonight. We've been friends for a while, and you're just a solid dude, and I wanted to get your opinion on a lot of the things we talk about on the show.
For sure, man. For sure. Thank you for having me on. I love the studio. It's looking awesome. I saw what you guys first started with to what it's become. It's awesome.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, I'm just doing the show on StreamYard right now. I mean, when we do a Thursday or a Sunday show, we go all in. Like, we have a producer now. And the thing that's so cool, man, is like,
wow.
I was thinking about this the other day. When I was in Dallas, we were filming some new product footage, and you can just go to Best Buy and you can buy like $100 gimbal. That's like film studio quality thing combined with your phone, where you can shoot 4K, 60 FPS, everything you need to do. And I was just like, wow, this is just available. Anyone can do this stuff. And now we have a producer doing stuff for us remotely.
That's incredible.
Like up north. So it's super cool. It's amazing. Have you been following the show at all? What do you think?
Yeah, you guys are crushing it, man. You guys are crushing it. You're bringing great takes. I love the conversation. I love the dialogue. There's really no bias, which I love, because there's a lot of podcasters out there now, especially they're still stuck in that left-right mindset. And I think that you guys, like you said, it's all just slop. It's slop on both sides. So it's like, I really do appreciate that you guys doing that.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, like that's the main thing is like me and Tim, we certainly don't agree on everything, but we're able to have real conversations because of that. And a lot of the time, like it really is just a circle jerk. And we see a lot of that in the media. And there's so much fascinating stuff to talk about that's not a part of the left-right dichotomy, right? And like that's what I enjoy figuring out and finding out more about. Whereas I know you're pretty deep into some conspiracies, right? You're pretty deep
Yeah.
into some chemtrail stuff, some other stuff. People were asking about weather weapons in the live chat. Did we go a little bit in there?
Yeah, for sure. First, not to be a shameless plug, but go check out my friend Sean Hibbler. He actually got this on Amazon Prime. It's called Climate Trails. This is a documentary on chemtrails. They have whistleblowers. It's such a great thing. You could go on Amazon Prime and watch it right now. We're definitely witnessing this happening to us. As you know, we're both in Texas. We had an insane freeze, right, out of nowhere. Like we had pretty nice weather, and then all of a sudden they're spraying the skies like crazy, and then we have this deep freeze that comes out of nowhere, and it's 70 degrees today. So what does that tell you? You could chalk it up to it's Texas weather, right? But I don't know, man. Like it almost feels like, you have people like Bill Gates, for example, talking about that they want to block out the sun. Like this isn't even a conspiracy anymore. This is kind of all in our face that this is what they want to do to us. Like, let's say that the sun is what gives us our energy, what feeds us, right? I don't know about you, but like all of 2026, I'm exhausted. I am just so tired. I feel like extremely drained. I'm pretty healthy to say the least, but I just feel like so drained. And I feel it's because that they're spraying things in the sky that are affecting us. And I feel like they're trying to block out the actual rays that are coming from the sun to give us energy, to vitamin D.
People say, oh, it's all BS. That's conspiracy theory, blah, 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 blah. This morning, I was outside. I was with my dog, and I had taken my shirt off. I was trying to get some sun. And I look up at the sky, and I see a jet plane. I see a big jet plane, and it's going across the sky, and its trail is disappearing behind it like it's supposed to. Because it's not a normal thing. It's not, oh, it's the condensation. It's the vapor trail, blah, blah, blah. They openly put the additives in there. They've been doing it since the 70s or even before that, I believe. And they used to spray forever chemicals. They used to literally spray pesticide.
Yeah. What is it? Operation Popeye?
Something like that.
Yeah, they did that in Vietnam. This is nothing new. This is nothing new. Like you said, they've been doing this a long time. I think people are catching on now more. I mean, there's even places like Florida that has banned chemtrails. There's Tennessee is another one. So it's like it's not a conspiracy, And the whole thing with conspiracy theories at this point, right? Like after we have this whole entire Epstein dump and all that, not to switch lanes here.
Sure. But, we can talk about it all, man. We can talk about it all.
Okay.
It's all good. It's all fair game.
Okay, so is it really a conspiracy theory, guys? Like, are these conspiracies at this point? Like, we're seeing that these people are doing exactly what your crazy conspiracy theorist friend has been saying for a long time to you.
100%. If you're watching the show live, usually we have a lot of viewers in here, but I've kind of stopped doing the daily live shows over the past week, and I really appreciate the core audience of people that are in here tonight. Sorry to be on my phone. I know it's unprofessional. I'm just trying to retweet the live. So if you want to go ahead and share it, that would be amazing. That'd be awesome.
I got you. Do the same. But yeah, like,
thank you.
We're not conspiracy theorists anymore.
No,
it's out in the open.
It's so outrageous because they use that term to describe everyone that questions the government. And now we've reached the stage where the government says, okay, yeah, you just can't question us at all. I mean, if you look at the Epstein files, not to pivot, but it's really all the same stuff. I watched this clip of Todd Blanche. Maybe I'm going to go ahead and find it, and we're going to pull it up and live react to it because it really is so incredible. I saw Owen Schroyer of the Owen Report now. I saw him react to it, and I was like, I have to clip this, and I put this out there. And the reporter is asking, like, are we ever going to learn the names of the men that abuse these women? And the guy's answer is like, well, you're making an assumption in the question. Like, What guys? What women? Basically towing the party line that Kash Patel says, Mr. Patel, the boss, Epstein never trafficked anybody. But like, that's the official narrative. And I saw Kurt Metzger, I saw him make the point of, if we put up with this, if we let this go, and like this doesn't become the major political issue of all election cycles going forward until we address this problem, because this is the root of the disease. This is the root of all the bad decisions that are made. It's a blackmail network, ultimately. If nothing's done about it, like, we have signed on to the new program, and the next steps are going to be the next steps. What do you think?
I totally agree. I mean, the crazy thing is, that we have the left that's actually doing more for child sex trafficking when
Right.
like Trump's whole entire thing, I'll be the first one to admit it. I was a Q-tard. That's how I fell for Trump, because I was always against government. I was always like, the Illuminati runs everything, whatever. And then the Q thing came along and it's like, oh, we're stopping child sex trafficking. We're draining the swamp. We're doing all this stuff. And it's like, 9 years I wasted of my life being retarded.
Well, yeah, I don't think you wasted it. I mean, failure is a part of the education, right? And I've certainly failed a lot. No one was more gung-ho ride or die for Trump than me. And that was largely because of the Russia stuff, is because I knew it was fake. And I was like, every single mainstream news channel, even Fox News, attacked this guy for the better part of a decade and made this accusation. And now you don't even hear that anymore. It's not even a part of the discourse. But that was like, people like, the Mueller report, they're going to get him. They're going to do something about Trump. He took over the country, the Russian agent, big puppet. Like, literally, like 100%, 120% like that. And it's just crickets now. So that was something that really radicalized me towards Trump, because I understood, like, people are lying about this guy, right? I just didn't realize that he was trying to get in on the whole game, which is what's going on now. Yeah. But I got this clip. I really want you to react to it with me.
For sure.
Go ahead and check this out. This is Todd Blanche. This is the same guy, Anthony, that blocked the weaponization inquiry into our case with the Sandy Hook people.
Interesting.
So, yeah, this is a real bad hombre.
Let's see. Todd, don't screw this up.
You said this is the end of the Epstein, of your review of the Epstein files. So just to clarify, is the public going to learn the identities of the men who abused the girls with the information that you're releasing? And if not, why not? And then I have a quick follow-up.
You just baked in an assumption into your question that I have never said, and I don't know to be true. Is the public going to learn about men that abuse these girls? Like, what does that mean? I mean, I don't understand what that means.
You redacted the names. Of course you know what it means. Like, that's the question that's being asked, is, will the names be unredacted? You don't need to release some horrible video or ungodly thing that everyone has to see. Oh, we can't do that. We have to protect the victims. You literally just release the names on the email. And that's bare minimum step one that should have been done like the first week of the administration. Right?
1000%. Yeah.
Like, is that not one of the craziest things you've seen recently?
I mean, my opinion on it is, I think that Trump is implicated in a lot of this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And he's trying to bury it as much as he possibly could.
Oh, you know it 100%.
Yeah. He's been connected to this blackmail ring even before Epstein was around. Whitney Webb's book, One Nation Under Blackmail, really outlines the path that Trump took. People don't even really know about Roy Cohn, his mentor that was running blackmail parties in the Plaza Hotel in the Blue Suite, blackmailing people like J. Edgar Hoover. Trump would go and buy that hotel. So he's been connected. Bought Adnan Khashoggi's boat.
Yeah.
The Saudi Arabian gun runner who kept a harem of women with him. The boat was completely covered in surveillance. Trump buys that boat, and then Adnan Khashoggi's cousin owns a boat. Guess who buys that? Robert Maxwell. So the lady just
they're always like, well, Ben Shapiro's like, Epstein works for Russia. Epstein works for North Korea. That's what he said. Epstein, Kim Jong-un, I give you order. I give you order. Yes, sir, Mr. Kim Jong-un. I'll open the grape island for you. I mean, it's just, it's very obvious what's going on. And people say, like, there's no evidence Epstein is Mossadi or anti-Semitic. If you say that, Robert Maxwell, buried with honors at the Garden of Olives or whatever it's called in Jerusalem, given like military honors for his service in intelligence to the state of Israel. And he tried to blackmail somebody that was in charge, and then he got killed, but they still honor you. That's the deal. And everyone doesn't know the history. And it's just like, the good thing I would say about, like, as you said, like being a part of like the Q thing initially and then realizing like what that was, is you got education as to like, the real, like, you're willing to consider things that a lot of normies aren't willing to consider. You see what I'm saying? And I feel like that's a really useful skill in the modern age, especially if you're doing media trying to wake people up, because like you recognize this is completely evil, right? And a lot of people, they're just like, oh, he gave an answer, but they don't hear the word salad to it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, just since a young age, I've kind of known like this is a Satanist thing. Like these people
Right.
are Satanists, like you don't even have to make it into like an Israel, whatever conversation. You could just say that these people are disgusting and evil. Then you tie in the Mossad, then you tie in the Vatican, because Epstein was living in the
Right.
Vatican as well,
100%.
So you have both of these entities that are tied together. If you look at it in the Bible, it would say that there's a synagogue of Satan, there's fake Jews. So it's like you don't want to just say like, oh, the Mossad, it's Israel, it's all the Jews. But in reality, it's like there are fake ones. And the sad thing is that these pro-Zionist and pro-Jewish pages on X are trying to gaslight people. Like, I don't know, E.L. Jacoby.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
like trying to tell people like, oh, Epstein was actually against Israel and he worked for
Right.
Ehud Barak. So that means that he was actually against Netanyahu. But then if you type Netanyahu's name in the files, like 681 files come up with his name in it. So, I mean, to say that he's not involved is a lie. To
Right.
say Israel's not involved is a lie. It's
Right.
like, it's ridiculous. It's
Yeah,
totally ridiculous.
I agree 120%. And the thing is that they tell us you're just not allowed to talk about these things or to question these things. I'm not sure if it's BS or if it's real, but that semantic and textual scoring thing came out on Twitter, and you saw that, and like it gave me crazy high. Like I was like 0.94. I was like top of the list, and I think it's because my critiques are good, and I don't rely on like shock to do anything. Like if I'm talking about something, it's usually me. Like I'm like what's the best mini paragraph I can give to like really describe how I feel about this. And I feel like a lot of the time there's people like Jake Shields, there's people like Fuentes, maybe there's people like, who else am I thinking of? People like my dad, people that have big audiences on Twitter, and I feel like it's really not as free of a platform as it's made out to be, because everyone seems to have an echo chamber of reach. Right. And it's not just your followers, it's the people aligned with your followers. And I feel like there's not a lot of cross pollination, and that's led to a lot of infighting and bad ideas.
For sure. It's kind of like they put us in an arena, right? They put us in this arena for all of us to battle against each other. It's like two echo chambers working against each other. It's like the Zionist echo chamber that they have over there, and then it's our echo chamber over here. Right. And it's like we're just conflating ideas between each other. And I think that this is why it's important for people to debate. Right? Like if the Jewish people, Zionist people, whatever you want to say, are going to try to push that Epstein was not with them, or like they're not involved in genocide or whatever, whatever they try to gaslight people about, there should be debate,
for sure.
The whole entire system is set up for us to have discord between each other, because when you don't have discord and you don't have debate, you have this like space, right? Where things could be harbored inside of that space. Things could start to fester inside of that space. And I think that's where like actual like psychotic people come up. You know what I mean? Like now you have this like this noticing, we'll call it the noticing, everybody seeing that's like, oh, it's a lot of bad things that are happening are kind of Jewish, and now you have people that are like actually kind of crazy that are like might do some shit. You know what I mean? They might pop off.
Right.
Like,
well, the thing is ultimately you have these cartels that form, and they form with various ethnic, religious groups, racial groups, whatever you want to call it. They have something that no other group has, which is that they're unquestionable because of the events of World War II. And that is the thing that when you point it out, when you talk about it, that is unacceptable, and you are a Nazi and you must be deplatformed, you must die, basically. And I'll get into that because they're trying to repeal Section 230 right now, and I wanted to get your reaction to that, and I wanted to go through the story. But it's the only group of people where they have that bulletproof identity. Not even black people, not even Native Americans have this level of credibility. And a lot of the time people talk about Israel, people talk about, like as Fuentes would put it, quote unquote, world Jewry. I would say that the Christian Zionist evangelical that was created over the past 100 years in this country is as dangerous, if not more dangerous, than whatever kind of, ethno-religious state we're going to have in the Middle East, because we've got tens of millions of Americans that are willing to go to nuclear war for this created state in 1948 that's younger than some of my grandparents.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, the Christian Zionists, the thing is they think that if Israel gets their way, Jesus will come.
Right.
They're trying to force this prophecy. They're trying to force it.
Right.
And, the people at the top of the Zionist regime, they know that stuff. They're literally trying to make it look like the end times are playing out.
Well, isn't there that one psycho that's like running around with like the red heifers?
Yes.
Like, I mean, good grief. Like, it's cartoon bad. Like, you can't make this stuff up. It's like, well, we're going to have to destroy the mosque and build the third temple. And then, we shall rise. And the Christians are like, yes, we must do it. And it's like, you're like trying to usher in the devil. Like I sit here and I'm like, hey man, like I wanted to have a house and get a girl pregnant. And like, ultimately, like it's just, I don't know if that's working out right now, with the Bibi Netanyahu. So yeah, it's funny stuff, sadly, but funny stuff.
You got to laugh at it.
Indeed.
You have to, because if you don't, you'll lose your mind.
Right.
You got to laugh at clown world. You got to laugh at
100%.
the gayness of it. But yeah, I mean, the Christian evangelicals, they are so dangerous, man. And like, it's like they don't even read the Bible. It's like they only get stuck in Genesis, right? It's like, you must bless Israel, you'll be blessed. Or if you don't, you'll be cursed. And it's like, read the book of Hebrews, because in the book of Hebrews, it's all about Jesus starting a new covenant.
Right.
And that the Christians are the chosen people, actually.
Right.
And not chosen in the way that they think that they're chosen, having a religious superiority, but chosen of coming to heaven.
Yes, everyone can be made into the image of God and can be deified through theosis and through worshiping the Trinity and worshiping Christ. And that's ultimately the message of that passage in Genesis. What it's talking about is not Israel as in the state that Bibi Netanyahu now runs. It's talking about Abraham's seed, which is through David, Jesus Christ, right? So this is a very simple concept. This is a very easy concept to understand. And in older translations and other translations of the Bible, it's very clear and very normal. The Schofield Bible was pushed in the early 1900s in America. And that's why we have these people. I mean, it's not normal to be a country that calls itself majority Christian and to have more than 60 million abortion deaths. That's not normal. It's not normal to be a Christian company or Christian country, quote unquote, and have megachurch pastors that have 6 jets and tell people, if you don't plant a $10,000 seed, if you don't do it today, oh, you're not showing enough faith. And it's like, you're extracting wealth from demented old people and people that are just crazy and people that have been fooled into your lies. And ultimately, like, we're all terrible Christians ultimately, right? So I don't want to criticize anyone or demean anybody, but these people engage in like heavily oppressive demonic behavior upon other people in the name of Christ. And that speaks to the soul of the country in a way that I don't think anything else really can, because you got different flavors of Christianity. You got Protestantism all over the world and whatnot. Specifically here, there's something rotten in the state of Denmark.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, the whole entire ideology of being a Zionist is heresy. The Catholic and Orthodox patriarchs, they came out in Jerusalem and was like, I don't know what you guys are doing, but Christian Zionism is not even real. Like there's nowhere in the Bible that says that. Like and then Mike Huckabee is like, well, actually you guys are wrong. It's like, no, dude, they're not wrong. You're wrong.
Right.
You're just a simp for Israel, and I think they have blackmailing him as well. So I don't know if you ever saw that video.
I mean, I think some of them just do it for the love of the game, man. Like talk about Huckabee. I think Huckabee's just a fan. I think he's just a diehard loyalist. But you look at the whole thing. I had a point I wanted to make, and it just flew out of my head. But I'm going to try to regain my footing here. Oh, this is the point I was going to make. That's because both the Catholic and Orthodox Church, the Roman Catholic and then Orthodox Catholic Church, of course, both of those churches are actual churches, as if like they have a lineage of history. They have church fathers, they have saints, they have all these things. And Protestantism ultimately, and I'm not denigrating anyone's faith, anyone's Christian faith, religion, and like Trinitarian Christianity. Like it's not my place. Like it is not my place. I just want to say that now, but it makes no sense. It's almost a different religion, And like you can talk about scripture and faith in God and all of these things, but ultimately
if it's led us to a place where they have like these coliseums where they like ride in on a wire. And then Joel Osteen has this massive place in Houston, and when it floods, he doesn't open up the doors and help everybody. A guy with a mattress store does it instead. And that's the real example of Christ. That's the real rich man and the beggar. Is that old dude who let those people in? Like, Jesus is going to like that. That Joel Osteen, but I preached your name to millions of people. Yeah, but you didn't help the people and let them in, you know? So I think that speaks to it a lot. And not to get too far into that, with American culture and everyone's so hyper-focused on being in that different box and fighting each other in that arena like you describe, I think even our nominal Christianity is turned against us into a weapon.
1000%. I mean, just at the top of our government, the ones that claim they're Christians, they're not Christians. You got
Right.
Mike Johnson. You got, first off, Trump's faith leader is a woman, Paula White. So it's like, how is this any kind of, I don't want to, this is like my opinion on how like the country should actually be ran is like, I think we need to go back to like the Romanovs. Like we need an actual Christian monarchy. Like we need like
okay. Flintonian.
You know what I'm saying? Like we need actual morals. There's no morals. And when there's no morals, this is what the product that we're receiving is 60 million abortions. You turn on the TV, there's cartoons of gay sex that they're showing our children. Like we're living in a Weimar time. Not to get into that conversation, but that's what we're living in right now.
Yes.
We're watching it happen.
The art is super dystopian. And I would consider like any like new show that gets released to like be an art piece, even if it's horrible and it reflects the times. I mean, you look at some of these shows, man, and it's unbelievable what people watch. I mean, Love Island, and that's the big, like you can't talk to a girl if you don't know about Love Island. You can't do it. And instead of being aware of spirituality, religion, politics, economy, finance, people will talk about this stuff. And this is why I don't really go out anymore. Is I just don't have anything to talk to with these people. I just don't. I'm sorry I didn't watch BoJack Horseman. Like that's what's important right now. Like we're about to go to war with Iran.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I mean, it's insane, man. And like, I've been saying this now like since the beginning of the year, because I just started to see all the red flags within just our country, our country as a whole. It's like we're headed into the next Bolshevik revolution, and this time around, this Bolshevik revolution, they have AI, they have tech, they have drones, they have robots. Christians are in a very dangerous place right now. I totally agree with that.
I agree with that. And I look at it. People are not prepared for a world without Trump, and with the things that Trump is doing, the way he's teeing up the quote unquote other side, which is really, just the other side of the uniparty, the other side of the pendulum that's always going to swing back. I mean, 2028, 2029, I don't see JD winning. I don't see Rubio winning. I think those are the two people that they're going to run. I think the Democrats are going to sweep. I think it starts in the midterms. I think that they're going to try to impeach Trump after they win in the midterms. It doesn't matter if they lose. It's the effort that's required, and that's what people will notice. And people have just been trained like on like a fighting dog that you like hit and feed amphetamines to, that you attack Trump. And I'm not defending him. I don't like him. I don't support him anymore. But that will be the weapon that's used to usher in that new Bolshevik revolution. And they'll make it so it's Antifa and it's Rebel Alliance versus the Empire and all this stuff, but it'll be backed by the government. They'll help the government out. And the example will be, well, Trump used ICE to do all the horrible things to American citizens and to the sweet illegal immigrants. We got to make a civilian force because the government is controlled. And then the president will support that civil force, and they'll go out there and they'll set up the autonomous zones. And it'll make everything we've looked at from 2020 and even before then look like pre-K. That is coming. And with the automation, with the AI, with the Palantir implementation, I mean, just because these people, these Curtis Yarvins, these Peter Thiels, these Sam Altmans, just because they signal that they're nominally, we're fiscally conservative, we're moderate people, they're gonna work with our team because it's the same team, right?
Yeah, 1000%. Shout out to your dad. He made Police State how long ago, right? Like how long did that come out? Like we're watching that happen, with ICE and all this stuff. And right now it's for immigration. But what happens when they actually have what you just said, where they set up the white side of the chess table and then the black side of it, right? and then they combat against each other, and then there's the kings at each side. There's people
100%.
controlling both sides of that, and we're watching that happen right now. We're watching the buildup of this, and the saddest thing, in my opinion, is watching MAGA like cheer it on. Like, no,
Yes.
we need Palantir. We need the surveillance police state to happen because of immigration. You know, who do you think let these immigrants in? Like, they literally opened up our border, right? You have the left side and the right side, and they're connected to the same bird, man. They're connected to the same
100%.
bird, and we're going to watch it happen.
110%.
Yeah.
The thought that I just had, the thing that just occurred to me, we should do this because you want to film, I want to film. And I was talking about this at the beginning of the show before you joined me. I'm not sure if you were tuned in or not. My plan is to do supplement show, kind of like white market, gray market, black market, talk about all kinds of peptides and chemicals and have fun one of these days. Next day, do a political news blitz, news roundup. The third day, I want to do interviews, and we'll probably, occasionally do interviews if I want to follow this alternative format with other people. I have a schedule that I've got to get done. I've got about 5 or 6 Alex Jones documentaries I need to live react to. Maybe me and you once a week, maybe we watch one of those. Because I haven't
totally
watched
down.
in years. Let's do it, dude.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm totally down, dude.
Dude,
Police
watch
state was
parties.
crazy,
Let's go.
bro.
Let's go.
Let's do
100%.
it. Yeah,
we
I'm all in.
don't have to worry. We don't have to worry about them suing us for watching it. Because they're
That's
public
true.
domain. They're public
That's true.
domain. So that's one of the great things that we did. And I mean, everyone always likes to, rag on InfoWars and do this and do XYZ. He made all these things public domain. He made himself public domain. He made himself free to repost and air. He never claimed copyright on anyone. He actively discouraged it. And like, that's the reason why a lot of his stuff is still available now, because they would have taken a lot of it down had that not been the case. So very, very cool. Just want to shout out my dad.
Yeah. Police state. I mean, fortune teller energy, dude. Fortune teller energy. Like, he saw the forest through the trees a long time ago. And like, now we're watching it happen in real time, like ICE. Like, listen, I am not against immigration at all. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not pro-immigration. I think that you should come to this country legally.
Right.
I think that there's a process that you have to go through. My family came through Ellis Island. I'm Italian. So like, this is how things should go. You should not be in our country illegally. And the way that ICE is doing things is just, it's wrong. Like, they're just doing everything wrong,
I agree. I totally agree. And then people are like, oh, you don't support it, XYZ, you don't support the efforts, you're not real gung-ho, you don't want to fix the problem. The solution and the real fix to the problem is you make it illegal for them to own a car, you make it illegal for them to work here, you make it illegal for them to get a place, and then you make it easy for them to go back home. You don't actually have to take violent action against anybody. And you also, I don't know, you'd arrest the governors that are doing the sanctuary city stuff because that's illegal. But none of these peaceful, nonviolent steps are done. A peaceful way to get people out that could have been carried through administration, because ultimately this was a popular policy. He made it unpopular. He did. People overwhelmingly supported Trump. Young people, minority people supported Trump on this issue. But obviously, it wasn't thought of that he was going to conduct himself in this way. And when I say this way, it's not even like, he's got teams of people like throwing people in vans, and it's more people than anyone's ever seen before. He's deported like half the people that Obama deported. It's the action of people being told, you're on a crusade, you have immunity, we have this holy mission to get these people out of here. We don't care about your background, 50,000 signing bonus. You want a Hellcat, right? Like, just help us deport these people. And of course, you get what you get. I just saw a guy kick a dog that was like a terrier, like literally wasn't doing anything. Yeah. I mean, you talk about the girl in the car. When he's in front of the car and she's coming at him, he has the right to shoot at her. That's just how it is. But when he's out from in front of the car and she's not speeding up and he fires 2 additional shots, and those are the ones that dome her, you don't get to do that. You don't get to shoot a guy who's on the ground, who you've taken the gun from, who has a concealed carry permit and wasn't brandishing it or threatening you with it and was filming you with his cell phone. Oh, but he kicked out the ice. He kicked out the tail light of the vehicle. And it's like, okay, well, that's not the same day or the same incident. It's not relevant. You don't get to do pre-crime the same way that people when Kyle Rittenhouse shot Joseph Rosenbaum, you're not allowed to bring into court that Joseph Rosenbaum is a child molester because it's not relevant to the facts of the crime or case that's being examined there. Right.
Yeah. I think, people are being demoralized. I think they're being desensitized to this whole entire thing of just like killing civilians in the middle of the street and people are cheering it on. They're like, oh, that guy, like you said, he kicked the light of the ice truck. He deserved to die.
Right.
Like, are you absolutely insane?
Right.
Like it's literally insane what we're watching. And you have these guys just running around masked up, running through your city. Like, these are things that we were warned of, like 1984 kind
right.
of shit, like this is what, and you have somebody on the left, right? Like Alex Preddy, we'll use him as an example.
Right.
You have Alex Preddy, who's on the left, who has been drilled for years. Trump's a dictator. Trump's going to do this. He's going to come in your city. They're going to do, and then he does it.
Self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah, dude. It's like the product of this is what you're going to get. You have people that are in Minneapolis that are seeing masked, like, feds run through their city, grab up their neighbors, like not really doing due diligence on who they're getting. And then they think it's like, okay, this is like a civil war. Like, imagine, let's put the shoe on the other foot. Let's say Biden did this and we were watching feds run through the street because we didn't want to take the vaccine or something. What would the right be doing? It would be 1776, right?
Right. And ultimately, it's all just theater, and that's what you realize, because people talk about 1776, talk about freedom from oppressors and all this stuff. And I just point at Palestine as an example, and I'm like, look at these people. These people have been being bombed and murdered and killed and had their land stolen for decades and decades and decades, slowly, incrementally, and then all at once, like the entire area looks like Bikini Bottom or Bikini Atoll, excuse me. Like it's a complete nightmare. It looks like a nuclear testing site. And we look at those people, the people that are just fighting to keep their home, and we call them, it's the dirty caveman terrorist. And then, we got to help the colonial power. And I think from the right wing or from the traditional Americana aspect, you have to stand with those people because they're rebelling from tyrannical rule in the same way that we are. And that's my perspective. That's not everyone's perspective, but I really do feel this way. And that's why I say free Palestine. That's why I believe that. And then from the left-wing perspective, just like Alex Preddy, you talk about him. This is someone that's trained for years and years and years. Trump's going to do this. Trump's going to do this. Trump's going to do this. And he actually does it. In the same exact way as that, you have the people that have been raised on colonialist, white man, evil, took over the world. We got to free it. POC, indigenous, blah, blah, blah. You point at a literal example of modern colonialism. And like literally, it's just like the Dutch East India Company. They want to appoint a colonial governor to the place. And you're like, you're supposed to support this because Israel is our strongest ally and Jewish people are a part of the intersexual coalition. And both the right and the left cannot reconcile it from a freedom perspective on the right and then from a resistance or rebellion perspective on the left. And the center is literally just the people with the money. And it's like you said on Twitter, like the accounts that are boosted are so bad and the ones that push the propaganda, that's all bought and paid for. Like if there wasn't money, it wouldn't exist. There's no market for it.
1000%. It brings me back to like Albert Pike. It's like we're getting a hero, we're getting a villain. They're giving us both. So people that see ICE as the hero, that's the white side of the chessboard,
right?
Hero. Then the people seeing as Alex Preddy as the bad guy. That's what they do with everything. That's what they did with Trump. Like this is all pre-scripted. I think a lot of it's psyops. I think a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if you look into like the 4th psyop group in Fort Bragg, like they literally have videos on YouTube saying what they do. Like I don't know if you ever seen like the YouTube on the 4th psyop group stuff.
I'll check it out. I haven't.
Oh, it's crazy, bro. It's crazy. Like they did like 3 videos where it just like shows like everything that happens on the world stage. We set it up. Like and the crazy thing is as well, on 60 Minutes, they had a Mossad agent and he said the same thing. He's like, the world is our stage. Like we are staging these events.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right.
And as we know, we're not going to talk about the forbidden subject, but as we know, when it comes to like shootings and all, like these are psyops, man. These are psyops. We're watching a lot of, and it's not like people.
Well, let's go into that there. I don't mean to interrupt or step on your point.
No, you're good. You're good.
This is why I'm glad to talk to you because I'm conspiratorial minded. I know you are as well. You like to question things. I mean, that Trump assassination, man, that's so weird, man. I was coming out of church and I saw that and I drove to the office and I pulled the cross out of my shirt on like a 4-hour live stream. And I told people that they should vote for him because they want to kill him because they don't want him to be anti-war. And I genuinely 100% believed it. But now looking at it, it's like the perfect culmination of everything you could ever want. And, maybe Kamala was just destined to be such a disaster that the state was like, we can work better with him. We know him. And I'm not saying she's better off. People are like, you like Kamala, you were terror scum. I'm not saying that at all. I think a deal was arranged, man. And they're like, look, we got a guy that can miss a shot by like that. Okay. And we're gonna have something happen or make it look like we're gonna make it look. And bing, bang, boom, you have infinite political capital. I mean, Trump was demigod status for about half a year because of that. Like 50 Cent, many men wish death upon me, all of that. Like he was that aura really carried him in through some bad moments too. Like the Republican convention before the election, he gave a real weird, rambly, bad speech, but he had the aura. Right. And he noticed how he doesn't talk about it, though, and how we have no investigation into the Ukrainian guy or Thomas Crooks.
Yeah, I think it's fake and gay, man. I mean, you look at Holyfield's ear, it's still messed up to this day. Trump's ear is completely perfect. He got shot with a 5.56 and his ear is perfect. Like,
it's the baby blood. It heals you like Wolverine. You don't know this.
Yeah.
Right.
He's on some crazy peptides, dude. But it's definitely fake in my opinion. Like you said, it carried him into the election to win. Joe Rogan signed off on him. Like people that would never sign off on him signed off on him because of that situation. And the crazy thing is like, if you look into Trump's past, I don't know if you've ever looked into like the Moonchild theory.
I've seen some of this stuff about him being, born on an auspicious day or something like this. Maybe give me the conspiracy. Let's go.
So the Moonchild theory is that L. Ron Hubbard and like it was like an Aleister Crowley-esque kind of thing. It was L. Ron Hubbard and what's the other dude's name? It's slipping my mind right now. Jack Parsons. Parsons. L. Ron Hubbard and Jack Parsons.
L. Ron Hubbard, of course, inventor of Scientology.
Yes. And Jack Parsons, modern rocket ships and whatnot, where people believe that even demons gave him like the blueprint how to do it.
Right.
So there's a theory that they use sex magic to create this Moonchild, and the Moonchild would be the child that rules over, that like would create this solution of false peace that would have all this power and whatnot, made from sex magic. And supposedly they say like he's supposed to be born on a blood moon, whatever, and the date actually tracks to Trump's birthday of when the ritual would be complete for him to be born, and Trump was born on a blood moon. If you look at some of the stuff like in Trump's apartment, he has Apollyon, a giant statue of Apollyon. There's been a lot of things that shows that Trump has been in this club for a long time.
He's got a giant cube.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Okay. And people don't know, like there's a hexagon on Saturn that's a little weird, and there's a whole lot of lore here. The important thing to remember about this stuff is that even if the mysticism isn't true in and of itself, even if the magic is weaker or not there at all, what matters is these people, these billionaires, these multimillionaires, a lot like Epstein, they believe in this stuff. Like Epstein, he wanted to create a super race. He wanted to inseminate everyone artificially with his DNA, and he wanted to live in the digital realm forever. And he was investigating all of these things. I mean, it's the thing that my dad has always talked about. It's when you get all this money or power or influence through, communicating with ethereal beings, let's just say, it's not good. And you always end up, it's like human sacrifice, torture, death, extinction.
Yeah, for sure. And Trump's a Kabbalist. Like, it's not even a secret, and I just, back to what I was saying, like he was chosen for the role that he's playing now. I don't want to, because I don't want to bring in like we're in the end times kind of thing. But if you look at like the beast in Revelations, I would say Trump has that kind of energy towards him, where he's going to be the one that implements the beast system. And it's not going to be the beast system like we know. I think Palantir, I think the digital ID, I think no cash, cashless society, crypto. These are all things Trump's pushing in. And in the theory of, the beast or the man, the lawless man, his ear, he gets a head wound. He gets a head wound. Now, if they're trying to play out
no mark, yes,
and it leaves no mark, he heals from the wound. Now, I'm not saying that it's actually like the end times and this is like a prophecy coming to true or whatever, but they could fake it. like I said before, they could fake all of this. The red heifers,
Right. And if it's not real, why do they believe in all this weird stuff? They
because
worship.
they believe it, dude. I mean, I also have another crazy theory that I think that Trump actually has summoned the energy of the rabbi Menachem Mendel Schneerson, who is
What? Tell me about this. I don't know about this.
So you know who that is?
No, fill me in, bro. Let's go.
Okay. So the Chabadist rabbi, he's like the rabbi that all these Chabadists believe in. Chabad Lubavitch.
Right.
They all believe in this rabbi that lived and died, and they believe that the spirit of the rabbi is still around.
Oh, I remember this. Yeah, loosely. I've heard this before for sure. Go ahead.
Yes. And everything got real weird with Trump after he visited the rabbi's tomb, where I don't know if you ever saw that, where he's at. Yeah, dude. He was
all
wearing
so insane. He went to. Oh, that's what that was about. Okay.
When he was wearing the tiny hat and he's writing down the thing and he's putting it in, and he takes the rock and he puts it on top of the tombstone.
Right.
That was the Chabadist rabbi's tomb, the Menachem Mendel Schneerson. And in Chabad, you can look this up. In Chabad, they believe that he was the Messiah. Like if you go to Crown Heights in Brooklyn, all over they have giant signs that say the Messiah is here, the Messiah is here. These people in Chabad, they're Talmudic and they believe in Kabbalah. They believe that they can regenerate a soul and put it into somebody else. Okay. I believe that I don't think they regenerated his soul or anything. I think they did some kind of dark magic to Trump, and I think that's why his hands like falling apart, like all this weird stuff. Like he just seems like a completely different person. It's a completely different energy that he carries. It just, like you said, he lost all his aura, but is it aura or did he lose his soul? Like, is he vacant? Is he vacant? Because that's what these people do. They, like you said, we might not believe it, right? There might be people on this that are like, this guy's
but they
nuts.
do, and they're doing the rituals.
They believe it.
Yeah.
1,000. They believe it to the point that they will drink the blood of a child. So you don't think that they believe that they could switch out a soul and whatever? And like, right after that happens is when everything else happened with Trump, where he just like before, he was pro-Zionist. He gave the embassy in Jerusalem, the Golan Heights. He did all this stuff, but it's so rampant now. Like it's at an insane level of his Zionism. Is it blackmail? Is it that he did this ritual? Is he the moon child? I don't know. But
it's probably a combination pizza. No pun intended. I mean, that's what all these people were interested in, right? I mean, you look at the files and they're talking about cheese holders, meaning like things to imprison children in and stuff. And it's like, oh, I forgot mine. Can you bring yours? It's sick to a level that's beyond anything. Talk about people, eating people's entrails. And I don't even want to get into it because it's just it's too disgusting and too gross. And then people will be like, hey man, you don't have a normie position. You're like questioning weird things. You actually believe in this stuff? And it's like, well, they believe in it. They believe in all this stuff. So we're not even allowed to talk about it or question it. I think these are very interesting theories. And that's why I'm glad to do, a little bit of conspiracy talk with you. It's fun. Maybe we could even call these segments that going forward. I think that might be fun. I really want to do the reaction series with you. I keep thinking about that. We just go back, we watch all the documentaries, watch Endgame, the Obama Deception, Agenda 21, like you're talking about. But with Trump and everything going on, we had a phenomenal guest on yesterday. And anyone who is watching now that was watching then, his name's Simon Dixon, and he's involved in he's like an angel investor. He's involved in Bitcoin since the very early days. Very smart guy. And he left the system of working in stocks or being a broker at a high level because he's like, look, they just want you to scam people and just leverage the side with the corporate interest and the real money behind it. And that's why he left the system. But the way he explained it to me, because, I've been very angry at Trump and I've had a number of outbursts on Trump on my show. And I'm very, 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 very mortified at how things have gone. I looked at it from a perspective of, oh, he's failing. Maybe he's succeeding instead. And that's what our guest was talking about is the transfer to the multipolar world is going to happen, and the global financial interests have made the decision that is the key, that is the plan, that is the message, that is the memorandum going forward for our society. And Trump being the MAGA, America first, America only, of course, nominally in name only, he says these things and he does everything in reverse to really build this multipolar world. I think it's all by design at a level that we can't even comprehend. It's so deep and it's so crazy. And like, he's like, hey, like, the Russians, they probably had an agreement, with the people that really run the world when the Ukraine thing started. And, it is what it is. And people are going to die for a period of time, but Russia will get their land. Ukraine will get their land. It'll be what it's going to be. And the people that are the billionaires are going to profit as always. Right. And when you look at it from that perspective and Trump really succeeding at his mission, going forward, I think the real valuable thing for us to provide is information that's post-duopoly and outside of that left-right paradigm, because it really is that old stoner adage of it's two wings on the same bird, man. That's the truth. And they made us laugh at that person because it's like the graph you see where you have the dumb person, the middle, and then the smart person, and the dumb person, the smart person have the exact same opinion. And it's like the people in the middle are like, no, no, no. But like that's how it works, man. And that's why they've always discredited, people that are a little wild, a little out there, is because they know they're a lot closer to the truth than the people that are willing to play inside the lines, because the people that rule, they don't play inside the lines. They'll do anything and everything possible.
Yeah. Conspiracy theorists, the word alone was for people that question JFK.
IOP, CIA.
Yeah, it's like they tell us straight to our faces. I think it's like it's a level of programming, right?
Right.
Like the people on the right are programmed in a different way than the people on the left.
Right.
And they're basically under the same program. They're both fighting for a machine, and they think that they're fighting against each other. It's this WWE tactics. And like you said, you thought Trump was failing. He's failing for us, but he's succeeding for the New World Order. You had JD Vance come on the other day and say New World Order about 15 times in a row. Like, Trump's doing this New World Order and New World Order and New World Order. And then this is a real thing, because I come from the Q background. The people that are still in Q, they think that this is some 5D chess game. They think it's like, oh, he said that on purpose. He's trying to wake everybody up.
Right.
All this stuff is happening. They actually destroyed Gaza because it's 5D chess. They're trying to show the world that Israel's actually the enemy. It's Israel for last. And it's like, no, they're not doing that.
That's so, yeah, but you get there because you want to believe. And that's the tragedy of Trump, right? Is you point to any Politico before him, and it's always been, like a lesser of two evils. I'll vote for Obama. I'll vote for Romney. I'll vote for McCain. I'll vote for Obama. I'll vote for Bush. I'll vote for Gore. I'll do whatever, right? But people believed in this man. And they still do.
Well, they thought he was an outsider. They thought he was an outsider. He's this outsider. He's not even a politician. He's a billionaire. He's a billionaire that's been friends with all the billionaires that are on Epstein's list for a long time. Ronald Lauder, good friend of his. Like, every single person that's in the Epstein files, as we know right now, is friends with Donald Trump. Like, and have been friends with Donald Trump. Donald Trump couldn't have met Melania without Paolo Zimpoli. He was introduced by Epstein people. You have him literally running pageantry with people like Jean-Luc Brunel, like John Casablancas. Like, these people are demonic elitist for a very long time. So like, the people are like, oh, Trump has no connection to them. Like, Epstein used to just come to Mar-a-Lago and then he found out about him and he kicked him out. It's like, he's the one that he's an FBI informant. It's like, no, man. No, I fell for that at first too. But like, now we're at the point where it's like, it's being shown to our face. He's openly trying to bury this stuff. And, we're going to have a real interesting week. I can't wait to hop on next week with you, because Monday, Ghislaine Maxwell is going to be in front of Congress. And it just came out that they're going to redact. Well, we don't get the redacted version of the Epstein files, but all the congressmen and women will be getting the redacted version of the Epstein files. And you have people like Thomas Massey, and others that
Ro Khanna,
will actually use this information to wake up the American people to what's going on. And, even like Billing and Hillary, like, this might just be like some crazy.
We got to go in there and tell the truth. We got to save the country. It's been a real bad, several decades of us doing sex crimes and eating kids. But Hillary, it's got to stop. Like, I want to get out of here. Like, I mean, I like doing Bill. Sorry, it's one of my favorites.
It's great. But I think like Trump is in a lot of trouble. I think Trump's in a lot of trouble because I think his past is about to catch up with him. You know, it says in the Bible that everything comes to light.
Right.
I think we're about to watch this coming to light thing.
Well, and the thing is, we go there and like ultimately, who cares if Trump sucked a ding dong? Who cares if he did X, Y, Z? Ultimately, it's the crimes against kids that you can't come back from. And that like anything else, man, like, you know what? Like, even if you kill somebody, you got a good chance of like making a turnaround and really getting saved. To get to a point where you could do something like that, it's that there's a reason why it makes it makes the hairs on your arms stand up to talk about it. And that's a good thing. That's not a bad thing. And they want to tell us that that's, like it's not normal to be upset about stuff like this, but it's only something like that. It's only something so incredibly dark, such as the cheese talk, that could be unforgivable. And I think he's implicated, man. I think it's obvious.
Yeah, I agree. And it's sad because, I really did respect Trump a lot. I had this fake idea of who he was. And like, now it's all crashing down. And I think that, anybody watching this show that's still kind of stuck on the MAGA train, just rip the Band-Aid off. It'll be a lot easier than to play 5D chess or to think that things are going to change, because I mean, at this point, I think he's kind of going through dementia as well. I think.
He's
not all there.
I said that. I'm sorry to interrupt. I said that on a space. Like when I first got back on Twitter, I went into the space hosted by Keith. He's a great guy. He does great spaces. I went in there and what was you talked about the dementia. Sorry, I went in there and I said, like, I think he's losing. And I think he's lost a step. People were like, no, you're covering up for it. You want to make excuses, or oh no, he's still smart. He's evil. He's doing all this by design. Yeah, I agree. He's probably in on it, but at a degree where you're 79, your mind is gone. You have to go through the motions of acting like the president. I think that also factors into it as well.
Yeah, I mean, if we could accept it for Biden, why can't we accept it for Trump? Like
100%. And that's a whole other talk. Why do we have these 80-year-olds running the country?
Yeah, and I mean, the best puppet is the one that they can use in fullness, right? It's like, if his brain is not all there, then they could just control him completely. That's what they did with Biden. They pulled a Weekend at Bernie's with the guy. He's like, rah, 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 like, walking around like, and I feel like Trump is having that now. Like, and the thing is like, I don't want to lose people by saying this, but like, at this point, I'd rather have Biden just for the comedic relief. Like, Trump's like just super arrogant. He's just a dick. Like, he's not funny anymore. He's
very rude.
Yeah, he's lost his aura.
Yeah, and the thing that hurts the most is like the liberals have kind of been proven right, and people are like, that's my president. He said F you. He said, what the F's going on? That's what I want. FAFO. And it's like, I don't get this fake tough guy thing, man. It's like you don't have to live that way. If you're not a tough guy, you don't have to signal that you support the toughest guy in the world that's presented to you as some sort of like false machismo. Ultimately, like, you're not him and he's not you. And he always said, like, they're coming after you. I'm just in the way. You don't care about us at all. And I think that's been really obvious over the past year, because it's all like, you want into the Ukraine war, I spit in your face. You want the economy to come back 500% tariffs for no reason whenever I want. And you're just like, man, like, I wanted to support you. I wanted to back you. I wanted to believe in you. And he's like, nah, F you, son. I'm in charge.
Yeah, I mean, it really shows like the whole entire patriot movement was a LARP. All these guys that got 1776 on their trucks and Punisher skulls. They're just they're bootlickers. They're literally just bootlickers. Like, they are licking Trump's boots. That's all they're doing. It's sad, because like, if you're gonna claim
I want to be clear that like it's the people that use that imagery and don't embody it too, because they're like let's not let him destroy everything. Yeah, I hear you 100%. But let's not let him destroy everything. Go ahead.
Yeah, no. That's what I mean. It's not. I'm not saying the imagery of using that. But it's been perverted for sure. It's been just like everything else. Right. And it's like, the sad thing is that people just can't call him out. They can't just call it for what it is, because it's an ego thing more than anything. They just don't want to be wrong. They don't want to be wrong. They don't like, for me. I'm bigger on Instagram than I am on X. And for me, like, I have so many leftists that follow me now that like just are starting to be like, you know what? I'm not even with the left anymore. Like, I'm with what you're doing. You're ungovernable. I'm trying to be ungovernable. I'm figuring out that, Kamala Harris would give my money to Israel and Donald Trump will give my money to Israel. There's no, you know what I mean? There's no, like, there's no blurred lines anymore. We
And
can see it
that's
for what it is.
yeah, that's so key. And I talk about it. I've started to call myself a centrist, but I don't call myself the centrist as in like I'm in the middle, man, and it is what it is, and I go along to get along. And I just don't have a strong opinion. I have very strong opinions, but I have very strong opinions from the right and from the left now. And like there are things that I want from both sides. Why can't we have the best of both worlds? Because ultimately there is a reason why people will vote for one party or another party. It's because the party Republicans promise pro freedom, pro industry. Democrats promise social programs and taking care of the people nominally and unionization and all that stuff. Like there's a happy medium to where we can have healthcare, we can have guns. These don't have to be opposing positions. They, in fact, can be married to each other. We don't have to have abortion. We can have childcare. We can make it affordable for you to own a house, right? So you're actually able to have the kid. Because I do understand, even though like I'm very pro-life and I'm not pro-choice for various reasons. I go into religious, spiritual, and just moral. Like on its face, you're killing something, and you can't lie about doing that. And it's a lot of the times the language that's used is very eugenic and genocidal to support it. But ultimately, you can't make the argument of like every child must be born, and also no one can afford to eat, and your son will die at war. And like you can't, it doesn't rationalize to me. So I see why people are being fooled into taking that position. It's because they're being given a false reason to, because of the false dichotomy we've been put in.
Definitely. And, to have this full circle moment, things are not going to change until the Epstein stuff is fully exposed, until APAC registers under FARA, until we actually get rid of this cancer that's metastasizing inside of our country, and it's Israel. Hey, listen, and it's not an anti-Semitic thing. If India was doing it, I would be saying the Indians are doing it, but they've chosen this position to take Israel. They're the swamp.
Well, it's the ideology. It's cancerous, and it's going to kill the country. If it needs to be like a fever needs to burn out. Like we've got to get through this, and the way to do it, really, and I preach this, I talk about this. Everyone wants to LARP as some like badass street soldier or do this XYZ. I want to do things in the style of Martin Luther King Jr. I want to get people out there peacefully singing, peacefully organizing, just saying enough of this. We were promised an end to the war. We were promised an end to the debt. We were promised an end to the slavery, because all of us, all of the Americans, I don't care what color, race, or ethnicity you are, religion, we have been defamed by our government. People across the world hate us because of things these people have done in our name. Like we have a grievance here, and it's a very deep grievance. These people did fraud on us. They did fraud on the entire world. And we should at least be as angry as everyone else is in order to get out of this, but angry in a constructive way, not in a destructive way.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, the left, they take it a little too far, but at least they hit the streets, man. At least they hit the streets. At least they actually stand up for what they believe in and protest. The right won't protest. You'll never see the right. The right, the only way that they'll protest is if Trump tells them to go protest.
Right.
Like January 6th. That's the only way.
Yes. I think the actual right, like the base, is pretty small. I think it's a large number of people that are nominally Republican, but really consider themselves to be more independent leaning, that vote in a lot of these elections and have really carried Trump to success twice. And they underestimate, and it's because of their own botting and their own scams and their own schemes, just how unpopular they are. I mean, I think 2026 will be historic. I think it'll blue wave, blue tsunami, whatever you want to call it, blue Noah's Ark flood. Like it's going to be beyond anything. And then we will be blamed for it. We'll be Bongino. Have you seen any of the Bongino show?
Yeah, it's embarrassing.
Yeah, and like you're a guy from up north. I don't want to disparage people up north that do the accent, but like, you're gonna tell me what's going on? I was in the arena, I was fighting for you, was throwing popcorn in there, and it's like, dude, like you're a civil servant. You work for the people. You are like a janitor is just as noble as you that works for a high school. Someone that picks up the garbage, probably way more noble than all of us, honestly. But what I'm saying is, like, you're not a god king. You're not a demigod. You're not some sort of like political warrior that we're supposed to worship. You were put in there to do a job. You didn't do the job. And you came back to media, said that media was bad, but now you're in media again. I mean, and like, it's a perfect example of what's been going on. Because like all these people, we were always told, Trump's first term, he appointed bad people. He wasn't a politician. He didn't know. If that's the case, what is this? Like, who are these people?
They're worse. They're worse. Way worse. I mean, Trump's first term was bad, You know, you had a lot of people, whatever, but this is like, because this was like, we built the Avengers, or we thought we did, right? Like, oh, Tulsi Gabbard, RFK Jr., like, let's go. And then I started seeing, oh, Rubio. That's when I started seeing red flags. I was like, Rubio, what? This guy's never Trumper. Then he has JD Vance as his VP. I'm like, oh, well, that's Palantir. Like, it all started to stack up, you know. And then I just saw like how everything was handled with Gaza, with all this stuff. I was like, I'm out. I'm good. Like, this is not what I voted for. This is not what I want. And I hopped out, and, you know, I got attacked for it. Of course, you know, I started calling out Trump, and I started, cause like for me, man, it's all about the truth. It's always a bit about the truth. You know, when I was being called a crazy conspiracy theorist watching your dad back in 2009, it was always about the truth for me. You know, I always stood by that. I didn't care what people said about me. And if Trump is not standing for the truth, if he's not draining the swamp, if he's not doing the things that he said he was going to do, I'm out. And I'm going to expose him, just like I exposed Biden, just like I exposed Hillary, just like I exposed Obama. Like,
you got to be consistent.
Anybody could get it.
I thought we were anti-government, right? And I'm right there with you. I'm so excited, man. We're going to do those conspiracy streams. We're going to do those reactions. I think we should pencil it in and figure it out. We can move around the times. The good thing is I'm not officially back to my everyday schedule. So I want to figure things out. Maybe we structure it a little differently on those days, because I want to do reaction. I also want to do like a 45-minute or an hour just doing commentary with you, because it's very fun to talk to you, man. I really, you're a friend. I really enjoy it. So we'll go forward and we'll do that. We've hardly talked about this at all. You're the beef tallow maestro. And I'm going to pull up Ungovernable Project. I just want to show it to a few people. I cook with this stuff. It's incredible. You gave me that frankincense and myrrh, I forget what it's called, the really high quality premium.
The Wiseman's Gift.
Yeah, Wiseman's Gift, the skincare product. I'm almost out of it now. I'm going to have to ask you for more the next time I see you. Tell them about Ungovernable, man. And tell them about this thing you're doing where you're testing other people's stuff.
Okay, so actually my girl is the one that introduced me to tallow. I'm a North Jersey boy. I cooked with olive oil my whole life. Never knew what tallow was. She introduced me to tallow. I started cooking with it, and I was like, we need to do something with this. We need to bring this to market. And this was before it became popular. This was before RFK Jr. was talking about it. Really, the only company that was out was Van Man. And Van Man had the skincare stuff. So we were like, how are we going to do it? Let's do cooking. And then, like, you know, it was kind of like a niche thing, like of people talking about seed oils, and it exploded over time. But just looking into what seed oils were actually made of, what they were doing to people, like the inflammation, all of it. It was insane. Like, it was a passion project more than anything for us. And we wanted to make sure that we gave the highest quality stuff. You know, we saw Epic Brands was one of these companies out there. And they had this yellow tallow. It was just all separated. It was gross. And we found out that tallow is actually supposed to be made of suet. So our tallow is 100% grass-fed, grass-finished suet. There's no mRNA. There's no antibiotics. This stuff's amazing to cook with. It's great for you. Oh, it's really good. Amazing. It makes your food taste absolutely amazing. And it has vitamins A, D, E, and K. It's actually boosts your CLA. So that actually will boost your metabolism. So you'll be it's a fat that makes you burn fat, which is kind of an oxymoron.
Right. And this is one of the main psyops we were sold, really, our parents and grandparents were sold, is that fat is bad for you. Saturated fat is bad for you. The solution is the trans fat and the polyunsaturated fats that go rancid and create oxidative stress cascades throughout your entire body and all the cellular information. The thing I talk about a lot, and I'm showcasing, you've got both skincare and cooking ingredients here. Very, very cool stuff. The thing that I'm showcasing here, and I want to talk to people about just briefly, is we understand now. We're in the 2020s, and we're going on forward. We understand a lot more about health than we did even 10 or 20 years ago. And what's been proven right are all the people that go on podcasts, all the experts like Huberman, Rogan, Derek More Plates, More Dates, all these people that say, hey, it's metabolic damage. It's damage to the mitochondria. Your cells have a Hayflick limit. They can divide up to 48 times, and then you don't immediately become a Cronenberg person. That cell is just a zombie cell, and the lights are on and nobody's home, and it pumps out inflammatory cytokines and oxidative stress, and it's something that causes you pain. And that's actually the main cause of age-related pain, is people that throughout the course of their life, they've built up these senescent cells, and instead of there actually being an injury, you know, everyone always has a mysterious arm injury or a leg injury or whatever. It's actually the senescent cell that's still sending out dead signals. right? That shouldn't be there. So it's very important over the course of our lives now living in the modern era to realize there are things that we can do to address future damage. Like we can eat with things that will actually help our bodies instead of harming our bodies. And there's things we can do to maybe correct some past damage and maybe cause apoptosis on those senescent cells, which means the cell deletion, because the cell is supposed to delete itself when it's like that. It's because of the incredibly unhealthy state we're in that it doesn't. There are supplement protocols and dietary protocols. There are a lot of different things you can do. And you're part of that new wave, man. And that new wave has just been proven so right. And people, they feel so much better when they eat real food, when they cook with real beef tallow, when they do these things, when they take proper supplements. That's why we're passionate about that. And that's why it's our day job, guys. Like for me, it's not doing the show and, I got to get my greens powder sponsorship for 15%. That's not why I do the show. I do the show because I'm passionate about it. Ultimately, what I do for work that I'm also passionate about is helping people with their health, with their vitality, with getting the nutrients and supplements they need to live. I know you're the same way.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, what you have coming to market as well is going to be absolutely incredible.
For sure.
I can't wait for you to announce that. I don't know if you have yet, so I don't want to.
We'll save it for another stream. We're going to structure everything out, but there are very cool projects we're working on together. Me and you, we're going to be going to some events in the future pretty soon, leading up your next couple of months. Some really cool stuff coming. I know you're about to get on another show, and we're about 45 seconds from 90 minutes. So I did a pretty good job structuring
killed
this
it.
time.
Killed it, man. Killed it. I can't wait to do it again. Really appreciate the time. Can't wait to just talk conspiracies, health.
Dude, I
review the
appreciate
videos.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's gonna be so much fun watching the old.
What
brought me into this? You know,
once people get used to me being live again on the daily, and especially once we start promoting this and getting this out there, I think this is a really good show. And I think the concept for the reaction is going to be even more incredible. Thank you so much for coming on.
Appreciate you, man. God bless.
Beautiful. I'm going to call you after your radio spot. Probably.
Sounds good. Sounds good, man.
Right.
Later.
Peace. Well, that was Anthony Graffeo. You can follow him at I think it's Graffinati11. I'll go ahead and pull it up so I can make sense of it. I don't want to give you nowhere to grow. Graffinati19. I'll go ahead and throw that up there. Go ahead and follow him, guys. He's really phenomenal. He's an Austin-based guy like me, living kind of in the Austin area. This guy's phenomenal. This guy's a jiu-jitsu athlete. This guy is a beef tallow extraordinaire. This guy is really, Politico and a good pundit, in my opinion. I really enjoy talking to him whenever I get the chance to. And we're going to be doing that. That's the Gray Area Talks. Of course, I follow him on my account. Of course, we're going to be doing that reaction stream, and I'm really excited and looking forward to that. I'm also looking forward to the new News Blitz shows I'm going to begin doing. I'm going to structure them in a way, and I want to say this. I've learned a lot from watching Tim work. And Tim has been able to, in a very short period of time, he's been able to do a very high-level show. And it's because I'm talking about Tim Tompkins, my co-host on the Gray Area, of course, the main show Thursday, Sunday. He is someone that will plan everything out and then plan it all out again. He's someone that will double, triple check. He's someone that will get the perfect graphics at the perfect time. He will make sure that he's not compromising with anything that he does. So I've been compromising a lot. I've been lazy. I've been doing XYZ. Also, business is expensive, and I'm an employer in the country, and I'm also I pay on a lease in the country, a business lease. So it's just I got some real stressors, but that's not going to prevent me from doing the best show on the internet, both with Tim and both with myself and both with Anthony Graffeo anymore. It's going to be the best show ever seen. I think it's already the best show ever seen. And we get to go through that journey together. Like I said, supplement show, mechanism of action, biohacking, all of it, political show, news blitz, news roundup, breaking news, following stories we've been talking about on the show for a while, interview show, reaction, watch party with Anthony, conspiracy talk. That's what it's going to be going forward. That's what Rex X Gray Area or Rex X TV. I'm thinking about doing a few things because the supplement thing should have its own channel, but I do want to do a Gray Area affiliated stream multiple times a week that isn't with him. That's also solo. So I'm keeping the brand alive there. We're moving forward because I'm really passionate about the Gray Area. There's things we can do with the Gray Area from a media company perspective that are very exciting to me. And I know Tim, after visiting InfoWars with me and really seeing my vision and seeing our vision for the future and really what we used to have and what we can have again, we're going to implement all of that. So to the loyal few that are watching tonight, I really appreciate every single one of you guys in here. It's always incredible to do a show, even for one person. I don't care who's watching, why you're watching. You're on the toilet, you're sick, you're working. I don't care. I love you. And just thank you for doing me the great honor of letting me be your chronicler tonight, your yapper tonight, your talker tonight, your iterator tonight, whatever you want to call me. I'm happy to be here for you, and I'm happy you got some enjoyment out of this. So this is Rex X Gray Area, and if you're watching on Twitter, and if you got any enjoyment out of this at all, please go to the Rex X Gray Area YouTube and give me a subscribe there, because I'm really realizing how big our show is on YouTube doing the Twitter only show. Because like, I love all of y'all. We got under 300 people in here, which is super rare for a show. We're always usually pulling in at least like 800 plus now, but it's because I'm not on that gray area YouTube and Rumble. And I'm really proud of the community we built over there. And let's cross pollinate. Let's all get together. If you want to watch a daily show, if you want to get habituated, much in the same way I'm habituated to the Alex Jones show or the Fuentes show or the Owen Report now, which has become really a new favorite of mine. I really want to work with his network going forward. If you're like me and you want to have fun, Gray Area, Rex X Gray Area, we're going to be here. We're going to be having a lot of fun. We're going to be getting into it all. We will be getting into all of it on future shows. Thank you so much for being here tonight. We need a proper Gray Area call-in show. It has been too long since I've given Tim a hard time. So the problem with that, we've still been trying to figure that out. That's not a not wanting to do the call. So right now I'm streaming in StreamYard, right? So I can do the call-in shows, and I will be doing the call-in shows. I'll do at least one a week where that'll be the primary focus. And the way to do it, I've been trying to mix too many things at once. It needs to be political, scientific, call-in, interview, or watch party. That's how it has to be done. We haven't done the call-in service because EV Mux, which is the new streaming platform that we're using for stuff, it's not compatible with the current call-in. And if you look at like one of the most complicated parts of the InfoWars backroom AV system is dealing with the call-in studio. And they have an old system, but it's still very expensive. I looked into buying the same type of thing. So until further notice, it's going to be a StreamYard show that's going to be the call-in opportunity, and that's probably just going to be with me for now. But I know he will want to join in with me on some of these days, and he's always more than welcome to, because it's harder to do a solo show than it is to do duos, and it's good when you have a good partner. And Anthony's a great partner. Tim's a great partner. I love it. I love having co-hosts. I love doing it that way. I think a lot of the time, people that do a show that are good at doing a show, and I think I'm pretty good at doing a show, people that do a show, they get a lot, oh, it's me, I'm into myself, these are my opinions, I echo chamber, I inhale my own fart, and I think that it smells good. And there have been a lot of opinions that I know that I'm sharper on now, even if I still hold the same opinion, because I had to defend it, right? And that's why I really love having Tim on the show and doing the show with Tim, is because like, we argue, we debate, we discuss these things all the time. And I think that's what makes this show interesting, right? But with all that being said, thank you very much for being here tonight. I love you all. You are incredible. And like, seriously, I never thought I was going to end up doing this. Might sound funny to you given my background, but I really didn't. I didn't think people would be interested in me just because of what I had to say. I always thought it was just kind of a tangential thing, and that's why I really didn't want to pursue media. After a while, when you live in a shadow and your dad is who your dad is, it really limits your opportunities more than it helps you. But it was my limiting belief that people wouldn't be interested in what I had to say, and that people would just tie me to that guy and not have an independent opinion of myself. I'm leaving that behind now, and I'm so grateful to you guys, and I'm grateful to my co-hosts as well that we're able to do such a great show. Thank you so much. Good night. God bless, and good luck as always. Rex Jones signing off now.
Modern life has left us out of balance. Long ago it was once said, certain remedies could grant a man the vitality of a horse. For over 6,000 years, these natural remedies have been harvested and tested by generations. Why create complex formulas when nature's roots are still in our hands? Try Primal Core. Ancient remedies for modern life.